Well, hey, church. Some of you probably remember the old video where the pastor speaks about Sunday coming. The cross and the nature of the tomb appears bleak, and yet the hope of the resurrection lies just around the corner. Sunday's coming. Well, that reality is true for us. The resurrection theme will be pervasive this weekend, but also really practically, like Sunday's coming. And so I want to point your attention to a few things in light of the fact that we've got Easter Sunday here coming up in just a few days. First one is something that I mentioned during the sermon that's actually Saturday theme. And that is, we're encouraging those who've been partnering with us through prayer in this 30 days leading up to Easter to spend Saturday in a period of fasting, from breakfast on Saturday to breakfast on Sunday, that you would focus on prayer, contemplation, meditation. Use that Saturday time to prepare your heart for the hope that we know is going to come on Sunday morning. If you're physically able, then abstaining from food from breakfast to breakfast will be a great way to cultivate this sense of spiritual hunger and also allocate time to prayer and intentional reflection on the scriptures. If you're not able to physically abstain from food, then find some unique ways, whether it's technology or some aspect of eating, or just break up your regular rhythm on Saturday and allow for adequate time for prayer and reflection on the beauty of Christ's work and the hope of the resurrection. We'll break that fast together on Sunday morning when we meet at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, breakfast will be in the gym. We can do some home cooked stuff, so it's going to be more than just pastries on the table. That hopefully will be filling and just an opportunity for you to not rush through Sunday morning to show up, do the service, and then leave to go be with family, but to really be able to worship with your church family, enjoy time together. So please come early. Like, don't show up at 10 o'clock and kind of cram in food and then head to the service. Come early and plan just to be a part of what is happening that morning. We'll have some stations for food. Obviously, we can't seat everybody in the gym, so we'll need people to scatter into various places. There'll be room in the fellowship hall as well. I think it's supposed to be a beautiful day on Sunday, so this will give us some time to even hang out outside together. Secondly, or I guess third, please use this as an opportunity to invite someone to be a part of what you're doing. I know I've had an opportunity this week to invite 3 consistent relationships that I've been creating over the last several months, to invite them to be a part and, kind of get the consistent press of, I don't know, maybe, think we've got plans. So don't let that deter you. Like, continue to lean in, continue to invest and invite, take some risk to bring someone with you, and even use the breakfast that's happening that morning as a way of encouraging them. Hey, come go with me to breakfast, and then we're going to have an Easter service, and then we'll get you out of here to go do whatever you do for the rest of Easter Sunday. Lastly, just in view of the landlocked property and the challenges with space, show up early, obviously, for the service. Come for the breakfast. Drop people off and then park away from the facility as best you can. Olive Garden, down at the dentist office, Pizza Hut. Obviously, be careful as you're navigating State Park Road, but if you can drop people off and then park away to allow time for those who will be on our property for the first time to have a place to park easily. And then same thing when you come into the building. If you can press up as close to the front and toward the center of the aisles, think about what the perspective is from someone who either feels a lot of shame and guilt, they don't feel like they belong in church, they haven't been for years, they're just showing up for the first time, and they walk in the back of the auditorium and they're kind of looking around like, where do we sit? We got a family of 4, we can't find seats together. If those of us who are regular part of the church are taking all the wings of the aisles and taking up the back rows, then it becomes difficult for those who we want to serve to find a place to hang out. So let's make it as easy for people as possible to connect. And then with that in mind, just be on the lookout for those folks. Be as intentional as you can at breaking away from relationships that you have, you're going to have in your small group, or you hang out together throughout the week, and just be super attentive to faces that you don't recognize, people that you haven't seen before, and go introduce yourself. Hey, I may have met you before. I'm sorry if I did, but your face isn't familiar. Tell me about yourself. Strike up a conversation and make people feel a meaningful part of our church. One of the things that I'm most proud of about our church is the family feel. And we recognize that in a city like Greenville, there's a lot of places where people can go to hear the gospel proclaimed, hear Jesus lifted high, and we give great praise for that. That's awesome. Most cities can't say that. The thing that we can do uniquely is that we can love and we can connect people into the life of our church, that we can go the extra mile, not merely for them to hear about Jesus, but to demonstrate the love of Christ through a church that lives and operates as family. So live with that intentionality this week, leading up to Easter, and then we'll see you Easter Sunday morning, 9 o'clock, and then service at 10:30, and then we'll have you out of here by 11:45 to go and celebrate with your family the resurrection of Jesus. Love you guys. We'll see you on Sunday.